The air hung heavy with the scent of rain-soaked earth and impending doom as Detective Adrian Cross examined the envelope. No return address, just his name scrawled across the front in elegant spidery handwriting. It felt like an artifact from a bygone era. The paper thick and tinged with yellow. Inside, a single sheet mirrored the envelope's antiquity. The words, written in the same flowing script, sent a chill down his spine. "Find me, Adrian, before they bury me again." The letter was unsigned, yet it whispered a name he hadn't heard in years. Evelyn. His Evelyn. A name synonymous with sunshine and laughter, now shrouded in an ominous premonition that clung to him like cobwebs. The past, he realized, with a sickening lurch, had a way of reaching from beyond the grave. He had thought it buried, but some graves, it seemed, refused to stay closed. Years on the force had taught him to compartmentalize, to lock away the whispers of doubt and fear that plagued every detective's mind. But this was different. This was personal. This was Evelyn. His fingers tightened around the letter, crumpling the aged paper. He would find her. He had to. Driven by a maelstrom of dread and determination, Adrian made a decision. He would travel to the last place Evelyn's presence had graced his life, the eerie, mist-choked town of Blackwood. Evelyn Carter. Her name was a whisper of a forgotten summer breeze, a bittersweet melody that haunted the corridors of his memory. They had been young, their love a whirlwind of stolen glances and shared dreams amidst the chaos of their final year at university. She was brilliance personified, a captivating blend of intelligence and warmth, her laughter as bright and intoxicating as the summer sun. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. Their time together, a fleeting moment of joy, was shattered by an unspeakable tragedy. Evelyn vanished without a trace, leaving Adrian lost in a labyrinth of grief and unanswered questions. The police investigation had yielded nothing but dead ends, her disappearance as baffling as it was heartbreaking. Years had passed, but the pain of her absence remained, a dull ache in his chest. He had tried to move on, to bury himself in his work, but the memory of her smile, the echo of her laughter, lingered like a ghost he couldn't outrun. And now, this letter, this plea for help from beyond the veil of time. It was a lifeline, a beacon of hope in the darkness that had enveloped his life since her disappearance. Blackwood. Even the name sounded like a whisper in the dark, heavy with unspoken secrets and ancient sorrows. Nestled amidst a labyrinth of fog-laden valleys and shrouded in an almost perpetual mist, the town seemed to exist in a time warp, untouched by the passage of years. The buildings, mostly Victorian structures with peeling paint and a perpetual air of melancholy, stood like sentinels of a bygone era. The moment Adrian crossed the town's invisible border, a palpable chill snaked down his spine. The air grew colder, damper, as if the very atmosphere was saturated with an ancient, unseen dread. The locals, their faces etched with a curious mix of apprehension and resignation, met his gaze with a disconcerting blankness, their silence speaking volumes. He quickly learned that Blackwood was a town steeped in folklore and whispered tales of strange occurrences and unexplained disappearances. It was said that the town was haunted by its past, by the echoes of those who had vanished without a trace, their stories swallowed by the mist and the shadows. Following the faintest of trails, a faded postcard, a local's cryptic remark about a reclusive artist, Adrian found himself drawn to Blackwood Manor. Looming on the outskirts of town, shrouded in an almost tangible aura of menace, it was a Gothic monstrosity, all crumbling stone and ivy-choked turrets. The manor, he discovered, had been owned by Evelyn's distant relative, a Dr. Albert Lennox, a man shrouded in rumour and whispered to be dabbling in the dark arts. The locals spoke of him in hushed tones, their voices laced with fear and superstition. He was a recluse, they said, obsessed with cheating death, his experiments bordering on the blasphemous. Stepping across the threshold felt like stepping into the belly of a beast. Dust-laden air hung heavy, the silence broken only by the creaking of floorboards beneath his feet. Each room seemed to whisper forgotten tragedies, the air thick with the weight of secrets long buried. Deep within the bowels of the manor, guided by a hunch and a series of cryptic clues hidden amongst Dr. Lennox's belongings, Adrian discovered a hidden door. It creaked open, revealing a set of stone steps, leading down into the inky blackness. The air grew noticeably colder, a damp, earthy smell clinging to the air, the stench of decay and something else, something vaguely metallic, making his stomach churn. His heart pounded in his chest, a drumbeat of dread and anticipation. He had a bad feeling about this, but he pushed on, his every instinct screaming at him to turn back. He'd come too far to stop now, not when Evelyn might be down there. The steps descended into a vast chamber, the air thick with the scent of mildew and decay. Flickering candlelight revealed an array of strange contraptions and shelves stacked with dusty tomes bound in leather and bone. In the center of the chamber, lying on a slab of cold stone, was a figure,